In this episode of Sailing Dark Angel, we set out from Bimini with our one remaining engine, which promptly fails. Spinnaker sailing for the win! We're greeted by friends as we enter Lake Worth and tie up to a friend's mooring. Season 3 comes to an end with our thoughts. If you like our videos, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free for you and really helps our channel.
Good morning, Captain Dave.
Is it?
What are we doing this morning, Captain Dave?
Well, it's stupid o'clock, so we are, I'm gonna go open the sailbag and then we're gonna raise the anchor and start heading for Florida.
What'd you call me? And what time is it?
It's 4:03, so we're late.
No, say that. I hate when you say that.
We're supposed to be gone at 4.
I know, but where are we right now?
Bimini.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, when you move a lot, you forget where you're anchored. Okay, so we're Bimini, and we're heading out into the dark of that-a-way.
Yep.
Out there.
Out to Florida.
Out to Florida, so...
Should be starting to get light in an hour.
Off like a herd of turtles. Okay. Lights in the distance. That is Bimini. Bye, Bimini. It was fun knowing you for the couple weeks that we were here. Bye, Bahamas. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. There's Dave all lit up and he's on fire. As we are heading out to open ocean to do the crossing. And it's early. So early. So, what new disaster is happening now, Captain Dave?
Our starboard engine, the only one that we have that's working, just overheated. So we've shut it off. We're sailing with the jib until we get enough light to turn in the irons and raise the main. So we have no engine.
And guys, I'm only laughing because what else are you going to do? Because
it just keeps getting worse.
It's just craziness. Like, come on. You get in these situations and it's like, what do? You pull your big girl panties on and you do what you have to do. And here we are, no engines right now, but the good news is that we got the jib out. Dave got the jib out really fast, and we're still, because there's enough wind coming from kind of behind us, we got the jib out and we're now doing around 4 knots. So that's not too bad, although with the engine we were doing 4.5 knots. But when the sun comes up, which is probably in about an hour, maybe less, Dave's going to put the main up so that we get more windage under us. And I am going to, I'm going to steer while Dave goes down and gets more air to the engine, maybe cool it down some more. But we're going to be sailing most of the way, obviously, because we don't have any engines. Welcome to our circus. Sun is starting to come up. Dave's at the helm. He has to steer because our auto helm is not working. And we did the maneuvers to put both sails up with the engines, of course, all off. We're managing to do about 5.8 knots, which is really good. We are very happy to see the sun come up so that we could actually put the mainsail up. There we go. Both sails are up. With the preventers on.
We had intended to sail anyway as soon as the sun came up.
Yeah, so we're there. The engine did come on when we did the maneuver because we had to turn it on to get faced into the wind. But the jib is just being a deck right now because we have the wind right on our ass right now. But at least the mainsail is, getting us at 5 knots, so that's pretty good. On our crossing back over to Florida. So, Captain Dave, what was happening?
We tried to sail wing on wing, but the wind is just far enough off that we can't sail wing on wing. And we also can't sail with both sails on the same side because the jib won't fill.
We got a stowaway.
Stowaway.
Yep.
Must have happened in the dark.
course, I'd like to go and get the stowaway, but the jib is backfilling. I don't want to get my head taken off. Yeah, there's our stowaway. What happened to the preventer? Oh my God, okay. So Captain Dave, let's recap. How'd our morning go?
Well, hold up the anchor by hand because we don't have a windlass. We motored out on one motor because we only had one motor. And we got about an hour off of Bimini, and that one motor overheated, so we shut it off and unfurled the jib real quick so we'd have something to sail with. We had intended to raise the sails at first light anyway, so at first light we went into irons and raised the sails. We struggled with trying to go wing on wing because we were just downwind far enough that the jib wouldn't fill. But that didn't work because the wind shifted a little bit, and so now we are sailing almost downwind, but enough to keep the sails filled. We're doing over 6 knots on average right now, headed from Bimini to West Palm Beach, Florida.
Excellent. Okay.
It's wavy, but the wind is fairly constant between about 9 and 13 knots. So what are we doing now, helmsperson Lisa?
Well, I'm sailing my Spinnaker. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Captain Dave, for putting up the Spinnaker. We're seeing about 7 knots on 9 knots of wind.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I don't have to worry about the boom jibing, the mainsail jibing like it was, because the wind is directly behind us. And we've got between 9 and 11 knots of wind happening, so Captain Dave thought it would be a great idea to put up the Spinnaker.
We got real tired of fighting going downwind, and with Lisa on the helm constantly fighting to not jibe, it's really stressful. And it's hard on the jib because you can't keep it full. It keeps collapsing because the main catches all the wind. So you got to take down the jib to make room on the bow to work. Then you got to get everything set up for the Spinnaker so you can get it up as quick as possible. And then you put the boat into irons. Lisa's job again, drop the main, raise the come back out of irons, raise the Spinnaker, and we're sailing.
Boat hair, don't care. So what's happening now, Captain Dave?
Well, we're flying the Spinnaker. We're about 15 miles offshore.
We're almost to Florida.
Actually, we're about 10 miles offshore, but we're about 15 miles from our destination.
Yeah. Yeah. The Spinnaker's been being decent to us. There's been a couple times where we experienced wind shear where it just kind of collapsed everything, and then we ground to a halt out here.
It's flying again. It's all good.
She's all good. She's good. So, what's going on now, Captain Dave?
Longest part of the trip. The last, 2 miles to get to the mooring ball.
Yeah.
And I can't rev the engine up any higher than about 2 grand because it starts to overheat. So I'm doing a whopping 2.4 knots.
And tell them what just happened.
The mooring ball is 2 miles away. That means it's going to take me almost an hour to get there. For the first time ever, friends came out and greeted us here. Came out in the dinghy. Friends on shore taking pictures, and friends in the dinghy. And
it's like they were
coming home.
They were happy to see us. I'm so excited. Look what's different. Can you spot the difference? Well, can you? Come on, I know you can.
So back in Florida. Yay! It's so cool getting greeted by friends when we come in. We had friends greeting us coming in the channel. We had friends who helped us tie onto the mooring ball. We had friends who lent us the mooring ball.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about being back in Florida, and you'll see that in an upcoming video or two, is that there's so much help there for us. Everybody's there to help us out and get us back out on the water. And it's very cool to be able to help other people. I mean, we've got a little bit of experience now, and we know our way around the boats a little bit, and we're able to help some other people get through some issues and pay it back a little bit, which is really nice. Because last year we were in horrible need, and this year we were able to pay it back, which is very nice.
Yes.
The best people in the world in West Palm, and we love you guys.
It's a great community. Thank you so much, guys.
We did a review of season 2 at the end, and now let's do a review of season 3. So what did we learn this season in the Bahamas?
Well, what I learned is that the water temperature gets over 90 degrees in the summertime here in the Bahamas. Over 90 degrees.
It was nice.
Wow. That was a big change.
We learned that stuff breaks and breaks and breaks and breaks some more.
Yeah.
And there's nobody out here to look after you but you, so you deal with it.
Yeah, you really do have to be self-reliant and pull yourself together and get shit done.
And summer storms. Man, there's a lot of summer storms.
Yeah.
Now, people ask us, like, what are you doing for hurricane season? We get that a lot because we live on the boat and we don't travel to Canada for hurricane season, because I got news for you. Hurricanes go to Newfoundland. I'm not going that far north.
You can
not
run.
going to the Rock Bay.
You can run, but you can't hide.
You can't hide. Or you can go south, and Grenada is good, except this year Grenada was the first one hit. So really, it's a matter of being able to dodge hurricanes, and when we're in Florida, we can't dodge anything. We're on moorings, our engines are tore up, and we're fixing stuff. I liked being in the Bahamas because we would listen to the tracking on the hurricane, and we could move and get out of the track.
Because Bahamas is huge,
yeah.
And you've got different places you can go to get out of the way of the oncoming hurricane.
Yeah.
And we like that.
Summer was very different. It's a very different group of people in the summer. Most of the cruisers are gone. Insurance requires you to leave. It's very hot, which is fine, but we don't get to meet all the friends that we would have met had we been in the winter. And
yeah, they're already gone home.
They're gone home. One of the really big disappointments for us this season was that we were really late getting to the Bahamas. The boat would not come together. Money was a huge issue, and we really struggled to get the boat fixed, even with all the help we had. So we got the boat fixed, and we got here, but we got here late. We were supposed to have guests on the boat, and we couldn't. We were very disappointed. That was horrible. Hopefully, we'll be able to have guests on the boat who are looking forward to come down here, and we'll be able to show it to them. In the summer, the storms. Oh my God, the storms and the lightning and the lightning and the lightning.
There was a lot of lightning in the summertime here in the Bahamas. A lot of lightning.
So we have instruments damaged, and then on top of that, we have horrible damage to one of our engines that we don't even know about, and you're about to find that out in an upcoming episode because we're going to go through what we had to do to fix it. And just the issues just never stopped.
Yeah.
So we end up, like you just saw, we ended up limping home with no auto helm, no radar overlay when we're parked, no depth gauge, one engine, and let me tell you, getting into West Palm Beach, and the one engine we had was overheating.
Yes.
So now come in a cut, like even an easy one like at West Palm Beach with only one engine. I mean, we're down to like a knot and a half coming in that cut.
Yeah, and it was slack tide pretty much where we were coming in the cut. So I mean, it was a little rough. It was a little rough, and we had one of our friends. As we're coming in, he's just standing off to the side, one of our good friends, and he's like, "You made it!" And we're like, "Yeah, kind of. We're still trying to get in."
Until we're on that mooring, we haven't made it.
Oh.
And then friends were waiting for us at the mooring and helped us tie up. And
oh yeah, it was great.
So nice being back where people were going to help us and look after us, and because apparently we're pretty helpless on our own. Oh my God.
We really shouldn't say that. It's like they were great. They were of a great help, and to get ourselves back together again and get back out to do this once again. So it always shocks me that we managed to get ourselves back together again and get back out there. because it seemed like every single year was a struggle.
Yeah.
But here we are again, out here again.
We got to dive some cool new places while we were waiting, though, especially in Allen's Key. We got to discover some new reefs.
Oh yeah.
And some huge parrotfish. And in between storms, we actually got some really nice dives in. We got to discover Shroud Key this year, which was amazing.
Shroud Key.
Going all through the
Shroud Key.
Through the mangroves at Shroud.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we didn't have the paddleboard, which curbed our going through other shallow mangroves, but these are deep enough mangroves that you can take your dinghy through them, and it was
all
really
the way
cool.
through them. All the way through them.
It was really cool. That was a cool time.
Yep. So we talk about a lot of the stresses on the boat, and yes, there is some stresses in this lifestyle, and you see it throughout what we deal with. But again, living this lifestyle, you got a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows, and I know I say that a lot, but it's simply the truth. We do get a lot of sleepless nights.
A lot of what you see on YouTube is the positive side of sailing, or the over-dramatized negative side of the cruiser lifestyle in particular. And we don't like to spend a lot of time on the negative. Oh, you're not a real channel because you don't do the negative. Well, there's plenty of negative. That's not really where we want to spend our time. We don't like to dwell on that. So we try to show the positive side, but the sleepless nights and the stresses, and are you going to be hit by lightning? Is the anchorage going to work? Did your engine just explode? There's a lot of tough stuff, like going into White Bay Key when our engine completely overheated, our port engine. And we limped on that for probably another 500-600 miles before it wouldn't start again.
Yeah.
Maybe more. And so there's a lot of that stuff. We don't spend a whole lot of time on it. And we're not going to spend a lot of time next season, at the beginning of the season, doing boat repair videos. Frankly, that's not really what we're about, and we're probably not the best people to learn from to do that stuff, because we're just learning ourselves.
Yeah.
So
we're more about exploring and adventure.
Dark Angel is our home. But really, running the boat and all that is a necessary evil. It's the purpose of the boat is to get us to where we want to be, so that we can explore and travel. And so, you can say, well, you're not a sailing channel. Well, we sail to get where we're going. We sail a lot. We're here to explore, travel, show you what it's like living as a cruiser, and just
the realities of this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Realities, not fantasy. Realities.
And a lot of it is like a fantasy. But man, there's a flip side.
There is.
So I really hope you enjoyed season 3. We enjoyed it. We suffered a little bit, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we're looking really forward to season 4 and getting out there. This year we got more entertaining to do, and we got people coming to the boat, and so we're going to lose a lot of the valuable time we have for making videos, but we're going to do our best to keep up and keep you involved and show you where we're going and what we're doing.
Follow us for more.